What's up everyone, Alex here, and this is a very important channel update. Before anything else, I just want to point out that when I started this channel, I told myself that I would never make one of these videos, particularly because it's always tempting to make one whenever I think of something cool that I want to share. The unfortunate side effect of this, of course, is a channel made up of mainly channel updates, and I really don't want to fall into that. But I felt that this particular update is important because this might affect why you subscribe to the channel, and I owe it to you to let you know if there are any major changes here. And now for the actual channel update. Many of you see Backlog Battle differently than I do. Some of you see it as a place to find high-quality JRPG coverage, while others see it as a great place to discover niche titles. And to be fair, those are very valid definitions. In fact, my definition of Backlog Battle is all about helping people discover and get into games and genres that they might not have interest in. And this is all in service to encourage a larger conversation and understanding of what's going on in video games as a whole. When you consider yours and my definition of the channel and look at the videos that I'm releasing on it, things seem pretty good. Now you're probably wondering like, Alex, why are you making it sound like it's all bad? In particular because I feel like I can do more. And thanks to your comments and your encouragements, you've literally opened up the door for me for so many other games that I would love to cover on the channel. The problem is I just don't have time for it. We need to solve that problem right away. The reason for this is pretty simple. All my videos have been heavily scripted since I started this channel. Between video editing, recording, and making thumbnails, script writing has been the slowest part of making videos for me. And I've spent a better part of 5 years learning how to write faster. Unfortunately, this has in fact made my videos longer as a result, with a lot of videos actually reaching upwards of about 15 minutes long. For example, a review script typically takes me about 2 to 3 days to finish. That's about 16 to 24 hours of writing, which is again time away from actually playing video games. To further illustrate, that's about half the time that I spent playing Scarlet Nexus and a quarter of the way through the original Persona 5. It's because of this that talking about video games in 2021 has been a difficult one, with me mostly focusing on writing scripts for reviews. And this is opposed to making even smaller videos that highlight games that you might want to hear about. Thankfully, I think I found a solution for this, but it might not be pretty at first. A few months ago, I started experimenting with non-scripted videos. I say that in quotes because that's not exactly true. I use an outline. But the problem is that the people who taught me how to make outlines when I was in elementary school and high school didn't really do such a good job of teaching me how to do it properly. There's also a matter of trying to find a good model for which I can try to adapt into my own style, but it doesn't work out that way. Because really what it's all about is to create a style of outline that works for me and me alone, because we all use outlines differently. The result of this learning experience can be seen in the plentiful impressions videos that I've released over the past few months. Now, I want to be honest though and say that this is a very uncomfortable process for me, though I feel that it is absolutely necessary. Soon enough, this will be applied to a future review on the channel, which can bring up concerns like, well, if you have an outline now, does it mean that we can expect reviews to have lesser detail? Or since now you can make videos faster, is it not going to be as polished as your other videos? Obviously, the answer is no, for the simple fact that many other content creators out there have made detailed and high-quality videos in a short span of time that are also less scripted, and my goal is to learn how to achieve that. All that said, the learning process can be unpredictable, and I might say things that you might not like. For example, in the Tales of Arise demo impressions video, I brought up battle chatter as something that made me take notice, and many of you folks had a lot to say about that. But I want to be clear that I'm not saying that I disliked these comments, but rather more that my statement didn't come across as though I cared about what your takeaway of my criticism of the game was, which of course I managed to clarify in the comments. I've always believed that there are more diplomatic ways to express criticism, and I'm gonna be honest, I dropped the ball on that. This is all to say that this is part of knowing how much or how little to include in these outlines, and I can only see this improving over time. On the very, very positive side, however, this also means that I will have more opportunities to talk about a lot more games on the channel, which means that you'll start to see more frequent videos uploaded on it. Let me run you down through the kind of content that I'm thinking of making for the channel going forward. Impressions. You've already seen these. This lets me talk about a ton more games and not be limited into thinking that I have to make a review on every single game, because at the end of the day, I just want to share with you my enthusiasm about them. Beginner's guides. If you subscribe to this channel because you loved my Ryza guides or even my Tales of Vesperia video about Gattuso, I want to let you know that that comes from a very genuine place. And that place comes from this idea that I want to help people get into games and genres that they're not used to. And if it means that I make a guide to help people get into them, well, why not? That's always what I wanted to do, right? Features. So a great example of this is, let's say you take the huge part of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles review where I talked about presentation and blow it up into a larger video, kind of really examining that portion of the game in depth. This will allow people like you to go in depth with certain aspects of games through those videos and also complement the existing reviews as well. And of course, there's totally more. Like, there may even be opportunities for us to make the kinds of videos that other people don't normally make. And it is within that framework that we're able to create some really awesome things to watch. Like, one thing that I was thinking about is making a combo video with the Tales of Arise characters, for example, just to kind of show them off. Or a focused feature on how co-op works in games. The possibilities are endless. And it's all going to be afforded because I'm going to be able to make more content for you guys in a shorter span of time. And of course, you can always expect reviews to be a huge part of the channel and to only improve over time. So if there's one takeaway that I'd like you to have from this video, is that you can expect me to talk about more games on the channel more frequently and hear more of my thoughts about games in a way that I've never done before, while still keeping the same high quality content that you've come to expect from Backlog Battle. But of course, I want to ask for your help with that, because without your comments and feedback, with you letting me know what you absolutely care about, I wouldn't improve in what I'm doing. And every single comment that you leave in my videos helps me out tremendously. In other words, continue to post your comments on every video, and I will always be more than happy to talk with you there. Anyways, thank you very much for your time, and as always, I'd love to read what you think in the comments below. We're almost to the fall season of games in 2021, and it promises to be one exciting season. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very, very soon.